Guys, big breaking news coming out when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Peace talk with Russia have been suspended. Ukraine Foreign Ministry said. Now, despite statement about readiness for dialogue with Kiev, Moscow is not prepared to make concessions. This year's peace negotiations with Russia ended with almost no result and have therefore been suspended for now. Well, it seems like this biblical war is not going to end. Alright, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Man, this war is never going to end. Alright, so yeah, there's no peace going on. Ukraine halt peace talk with Russia. Alright, so there's no deal. And this time, nobody even tried. There was no one at the round table. It's got worse. Peace talk with the bear this year ended with almost no result and have therefore been suspended. Man, that's scary. That is scary. First Deputy Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Sergei, said, according to the Times, this is not good. It goes to tell you that again, there's no dialogue, there's no communication, it's all dead. Basically, now they are talking about nuclear test. With this year's peace talk ending with little progress made, they have now been abandoned. Wow. The Deputy Foreign Minister stated that since the summer, the primary focus has been on securing more action from Ukraine's international partners to encourage Russian leader Vladimir to meet with Ukrainian leader Zelensky in person. That never happened. It was this close, but it just, like Donald said, I'm not wasting my time. If you guys going to show up and not going to end this war, yeah, don't waste my time. I'm not going to be flying there and then you guys still, going at it. So it is also noted that although, I'm going to skip the name, was open to progress on a path towards peace, he does not appear surprised that the talks with the Russian delegation produced limited result. It's important to understand that I'm going to skip the name, you can't have creative discussions with negotiation teams representing the person. Now, they come with a very rigid mandate, and they have to defend whatever position they were given. On top of that, you have people controlling each other, and then they report on each other. How tough they were in presenting their position, he said. Now, he also emphasized that in the Russian system, you have to deal directly with the person. I'm just going to skip the name here, guys. So they are referring to Putin. They love using that name, dictator, but it's actually Putin. A professional way of saying it is, Putin. It's like calling Joe a dictator. It's just very unprofessional. But again, these are Western media. They kind of, they talk like this. It says talks between Ukraine and Russia. So Ukraine and Russia held 3 rounds of negotiations in Istanbul in May, June, and July of 2025. Now, during the meeting, the Ukrainian delegation confirmed its readiness for an immediate cease plan and clearly outlined key demands: cessation of hostilities, a full silence regime along the entire front line, and an end to strike on civilian infrastructure. However, Moscow refused to agree to a truce. Moreover, after the second round of talks, Russia handed Ukraine a so-called memorandum, which included a list of ultimatum demands. It is known that the main practical result of the negotiation was an agreement on prisoner exchanges. Recently, however, reports have emerged that Turkey is ready to host a new round of talk between Kiev and Moscow. The problem is that there's no ending. There's no ending. And then you have this stuff going on here. I want to bring this one up now. Pokrovsk in eastern Ukraine faces heavy fighting as Russia pushes to encircle city. This is one of the biggest areas. This is trending news. This area seems like it's about to be taken over by Russia. The Pokrovsk agglomeration in the Donetsk region remains the epicenter of fighting, where Russian forces are attempting to encircle the city from several directions, according to a report by RBC Ukraine. For several months, the Bear forces have been conducting infiltration in small groups, identifying weak points in the city's defense. Initially, they enter from the south, from the areas of Zerwov and Troyanda, and later from the west, from the Konslin area towards the industrial zone in the northwest. It says here recently infiltration have also been recorded from the southeast. According to military estimates, between 300 and 500 enemy soldiers may currently be in the city. According to several sources, and OSINT analysts, control over Pokrovsk is divided as follows. The southern and southwestern parts are under the control of Russian forces. The central area around the railway is a gray zone, and the northern part is controlled by Ukrainian forces. So it's divided. In other words, Ukraine is losing control of that region. In addition to fighting in the city and pressure on Manohad from the east, the enemy is advancing from the north, from the areas of Krasny, Liman, and Wodosnik. Now, the enemy's goal is to link the unit of the 2nd Combined Arms Army advancing from the west with the 51st Army grouping from Krasny, Liman, in the area of Rashin, creating an encirclement of the agglomeration. Ukrainian forces are currently disrupting these plans, holding back the offensive and conducting counteractions, particularly in Wonisk, which helps support the defenders of Myanowad. I truly apologize about some of these Ukrainian words. Alright, so it's not looking good for Ukraine in this territory. The situation remains extremely tense. According to the RBC Ukraine sources, Moscow plans to capture Pokrovsk by December the 15th. This is their latest deadline. Wow. However, opinions on the realism of these plans differ, and one officer notes that a shortage of personnel and communication problems in Monwad could lead to the city's loss by December. At the same time, according to other assessment, Ukrainian forces have a chance to hold the agglomeration until the end of the year, provided no unforeseen circumstances arise, such as the withdrawal of battalions from positions by a significant enemy enforcement. The situation there is complicated, but it is being addressed. The president issued an order at the staff meeting to stabilize the situation in Pokrovsk by November 10th and in Kompiansk by November 15th. The instruction was to take measures to prevent further Russian advances or the encirclement of our troops, another informed source in the defense forces said on the condition of anonymity. Now remember what the U.S. president said. He told Zelensky, you need to end it now before you lose more territories. And that's what's going on. They're losing territories. The bear is gaining more territories. Donald warns Zelensky, you need to end it. That's it. You're going to lose more. Of course, Zelensky, well, we need your weapons and tomahawk. And it ain't going to happen, Z. He noted that the bear have now pulled almost everywhere there, and the commander-in-chief is personally overseeing the situation. So, for now, the question of withdrawal is not on the table in Pokrovsk. The situation looks more dangerous than in Pokrovsk, anonymous source emphasized. Once again, the situation on the front line. The most challenging situation currently is in the Pokrovsk direction and the Zaporizhzhia region, where Russian forces are intensifying their assaults. Weather conditions favor the enemy attack, but Ukrainian units continue to effectively destroy its forces. At the same time, the armed forces of Ukraine were forced to withdraw from position near 5 settlements into direction in the Zaporizhzhia region. That's where the nuclear power plant is located. Earlier, the pace of the offensive in the Pokrovsk area had slowed somewhat, but the enemy continues to attempt to cut off the logistical route of the Ukrainian armed forces near Monwawad. Mayor Andrei, spokesperson for the General Staff, Major Andrei, a spokesperson for the General Staff told RBC Ukraine that Ukrainian forces are confidently holding their position and destroying Russian forces on the approaches to Monowad and in urban areas of Pokrovsk. Time is ticking. All these news coming out. Once again, Russia, the bear captured 3 settlements in Zaporizhzhia. Zelensky arrives in Kherson. Tuesday briefing. He's been warned, you will lose territory. You can't pick a fight with someone bigger than you. The bear is too big. The bear forces have captured 3 settlements during an offensive in Zaporizhzhia region, while Zelensky held a meeting in Kherson on the city's defense against the bear shelling. Now I'm going to skip a lot of this stuff here, guys. But you get the picture here. You got Ukrainian forces struck another oil refinery. There was some explosion reported. Wow. Alright, so things are really not looking good. No wonder there's no peace talk going on, because all this is happening right now. You got all this stuff happening. One of the Red Dragon largest refineries stops buying Russian oil, Reuters reported. Over 77,000 targets hit in a month. Ukrainian Army chief details drone operation. Yeah, definitely no peace. Zelensky holding meeting in Kherson. UK suspend intelligence sharing with the US. Oh man, I guess they're not pleased with Donald. Donald, you're not helping us. You're not helping us, Donald. So we're going to cut you out when it comes to sharing intelligence with you. I guess Donald does not want to get involved. He doesn't want to send the tomahawks. Once again, the bear captured 3 settlements in Zaporizhzhia region. So this is where we're at right now. So there's no peace. It's more biblical war that's hitting the fan right now. You even have Hal Turner. He just put out this information here. I'm not going to read it though. Hal Turner just put out this info. The bear advances 25 kilometers in 4 days will soon advance 100 kilometers a day in Ukraine. So this is basically referring to Pokrovsk. All right, the Doomsday. Pokrovsk military. Yep. Remember, Donald, he warned Zelensky, you're going to lose territory. You need to end this now. And it seems like Pokrovsk is going to be in the hands of the bear. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Share it if you can. And thank you so much for your support. And until next time later. Peace.